Everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's our take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy, while you, the listener, are getting a degree in common sense or science and data, whichever one you would prefer. We've got a great show lined up for you as always, but before we begin, let me introduce you to our starting lineup. I, of course, be your host, Biggin, and how about you? And manning the chat is our Magic Man, aka Ryedawg.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
And that's it. That's all we got.
That's it. That's all we got this week, guys. Sorry.
And that's our show. Thank you for tuning in. We're out of here. I'm just kidding. Hey, we want to say shout out to our sponsors, Watchman Cigars, 1812 Barbecue, Blue Collar Cycle Shop, and Operation Decisive Victory. As I mentioned, it's just me and Ryedawg on the show tonight. Producer Brian has got away, and he is spending some time with his family, a vacation, if you will. And then Mojo is on another vacation of sorts, and that involves a trip to his bathroom where he is staying there with the lovely food poisoning. So how about you on that?
Hope you feel better, Mojo.
If he were here, though, he would tell you, thanks for tuning in. He would have some joke that I don't get. You can insert that here now. But he'd also say, thanks for tuning in. If you are watching us on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe to our podcast. You can find that on Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes, any of your podcast aggregates. Just go in, like, subscribe, and share your favorite episodes. We would appreciate it. Also, give us a review because the more that you review, giving us a 1-star or a 20-star, however that happens, that shoots us up the algorithm of those aggregates, and that helps us get higher, and thus we get more listeners, and thus we get to spread the gospel of Southern Fried Philosophy a little bit more. You would also say, if you're listening to the podcast, you can check us out on YouTube. Our socials are Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at SFP Radio. So you can check us out there as well on the socials, and YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you subscribe, like, and click the little bell that says notify, you'll get notified when we go live or when new episodes are posted. And if you subscribe and we get 100, we get the new fancy web address of youtube.com/SFP without all the quote unquote giggly goop that producer Brian says that we don't need. So please subscribe to all of those things. So appreciate that. We want to say shout out to our sponsors from South Africa, or our new listeners from South Africa. Thank you guys for tuning in all the way down in South Africa. So I'm going to ask you guys, like I ask you every week, how you be doing? And the only one I can go to is you, Ryedawg.
It is me, yes. No, I be doing pretty good. Got a little allergy thing happening here. It seems to be most weeks, but other than that, doing well. Staying busy with work. It's driving me crazy, but glad to be employed and not going to complain about that.
Sure.
But hey, did we want to talk about Burnin Biscuits?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Okay, Burnin Biscuits. Well, this burns my biscuits, and I'm probably going to step on a few toes here out there.
Oh boy! Send your emails.
That's right.
To Magic Ryedawg at SFP Radio.
They'll get a bounce back too, won't they?
Absolutely.
Yes. Now, people, if you've got somebody behind you, like you're driving down the road, and there's traffic behind you, and it's obvious it's stacking up, and there's nobody in front of you, speed up or move over, and especially in the left lane of highways, multi-lane highways and multi-lane roads.
Oh, y'all.
There's no need to be holding up traffic, and if you think that, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong, yeah, you are. There's been many studies done showing how slow traffic causes more wrecks than speeders. Not that I condone speeding like crazy, but
you should.
Yeah, but go the speed of traffic. But it seems like, especially since the everything's starting to open up again and more people are coming out onto the roads, there's just some people that just dilly-dally, and it's like they don't even pay attention that, hey, they're got traffic backed up behind them.
Do you think that they just have forgotten how to drive? Maybe that's it?
It could be, or that could have been the way they were before the coronavirus thing happened. Who knows? So, but just have some consideration for the people that are behind you. It's some people have some place they got to go and need to get there quickly, and who knows? Some people have to go take a poop.
Oh,
Need to go find a toilet real quick. You
good
know,
gracious.
it could be something as simple as that. So just have some consideration for folks, and don't get upset if they get a little impatient with you because you're holding them up.
I like to give them a little bit more grace and just think that they are living out their dream of leading a parade.
That's
Like
a nice way to think of it, but not when I'm stuck
they are
behind them.
finally living their dream. Be like, I want to be the lead car of a parade or NASCAR, either way. And so they'll get in the lane that should be going 75 on a slow day, and they say, I'm going to put on cruise control at at a solid 45 miles an hour, and we're just going to let her eat and just let her stay there.
I wouldn't
So,
call that let her eat, but yeah. But yeah, no. So we think of it this way: the slow person is like the pace car, and so if they see me weaving behind them, I'm just trying to keep my tires warm so I have good traction. So when I do
oh,
get to pass them, I can zip on around them.
that's pretty good. Oh, hey, listen, I don't know if I'm allowed to call him. Well, so our friend Leon from Watchman Cigars says that he just texted me. So I'm trying to see. I may have Leon. Am I supposed to be promoting this? I don't know.
I'm gonna throw
A
his logo up.
collaboration with multiple businesses in Huntersville who support the Huntersville Police. We appreciate you lunching. I hope I don't know if I was supposed to not promote this, then don't text me while I'm doing the show. I'm just saying. But there'll be there'll be multiple business out there donating that money to help the Huntersville Police and their appreciation. So we will have that information on our website as well. So if you might be interested in going to a luncheon to support the police, we'll have that information in our show notes. Um, all right, so let's do a little Father's Day recap. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about for Father's Day? Anything there?
I did receive some cards in the mail from my parents and
Ooh.
my brother and sister-in-law and nieces today. With Happy Father's
Today.
Day. Yeah, what happens? We were supposed to go there on Sunday, and
Okay.
my wife's company has had a few cases of the Rona show up
Oh,
in
buddy.
it, and so out of an abundance of caution, we chose not to go to visit this past Sunday for Father's Day because my littlest niece she has child, or what do you call it, type 1 diabetes,
No,
diabetes,
the
and
sugars.
so that's a high risk there. And then of course my parents are in their, well, let's just say they've
They're up there.
they're but you know what, for the age they're at, it's amazing how well they get around. I mean, they do better than my wife and I
Come on.
mean, yeah, I mean, they are active. They still do a bunch of stuff, and I can tell they're starting to slow down just a little bit, but I mean, they're still just as active as ever, living
Hmm.
up on Lake Norman and going out and doing stuff and going doing stuff with their friends. And
Well, good for them.
so it's kind of cool to see, that even, uh, let's see, my dad's turning 3/4 of a century next month,
There it is.
and he's
I
and just how well he's doing. I mean, it's wonderful.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I I just had this mental thought of what if we got all of our parents together and let them do a shindig? That would be
that
kind of funny.
that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, while we're talking, and those people that may be watching or listening, can you go ahead and put up our number? We're going to do a call-in
Yes.
game potentially, if anybody's going to show up on this thing or not. But we're going to give you our call-in information, and then we're going to play the infamous celebrity baby name or it ain't. And we've got some prizes that we will give: either a sticker, a hat, a $25 Amazon gift card, a $10 donation to Operation Decisive Victory. or the elusive, you can't have nothing. That's one of the things that you possibly could get. So you can't have nothing. So we're going to do that in in a little while. Again, celebrity, baby name, or it ain't. We'll see if anybody will call in, and then we'll just go to it and see if you guys win.
Yep. And if you are watching, I just put it onto the Facebook live stream as well
Mhm.
as onto the YouTube live stream if you're watching on there. Um, so yeah.
If you are listening on podcast, this is going to be a disaster more than likely. And so just bear with us. It could potentially be the shortest show we've ever had in our history. So 154 episodes, we've made it. Um, again, and we're kind of hurting. So it's one of those things. They're not all going to be Oscar worthy. So there's that. Um, I tell you, I have had this week off. Again, it was a vacation, that a forced vacation, if you will, from work, and then my wife and small batch went to the beach without me. Appreciate that. They left on Saturday, left me alone for Father's Day, which I'm not going to argue was the worst present that I've ever gotten. But here's where things kind of got a little, not hairy, but like I had these grandiose ideas of cleaning out the basement and getting that organized
Mm.
and doing that. But I decided I've never watched John Wick, so I'm just going to watch that, and then I'll get to the basement. Then I'll do that. So I watched John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Then I was like, well, I'm a little tired after watching that. I'm going to go take a nap. And then the next thing I knew, it was Thursday, and then I'm doing the show. So things got a little away from me. I thought this was going to be fantastic. You remember last week? I thought this is going to be the greatest thing ever. I'm going to get a week away from the wife and the baby, and I can just sleep and do all that. It sounds great, but my body did. I don't think my body ever got the memo that we were going to go on vacation. And so it still kept the same routine of getting up at 6, go using the facilities, and not being able to go back to bed. So I'm just sitting there laying in bed at 7. I'm like, what, I can't go back to sleep. Dude, it's been a nightmare. It's been
Yeah.
horrible. I have not enjoyed this.
That stinks when you can't get that. You just think, oh man, I'll get the extra sleep, and then it's frustrating. Definitely.
I get so frustrated that I can't go back to sleep. So then it got to the point where like I started popping like the melatonin at 6 o'clock. I'm like, well, maybe I can go back to sleep. And I still couldn't get comfortable enough to go back to sleep. So it has been not nearly as great as I had anticipated it being. And I'm an introvert. And so, but the shocking thing was like on Tuesday, I was like, I'm starting to miss everybody. And I'm like, I cannot wait for them to come back. And so they're coming back on Saturday. And then I've got my aunt and uncle and cousin are in town tonight, and then I'll go hang out with them tomorrow. And the next thing, the baby will be, the wife and the baby will be back. So then it'll be back to normal, then back to work on Monday, which that's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that.
Email city.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be
But
in
then,
email jail.
but then, do you have the following Friday off for 4th of July holiday?
Well, then we're going to take some time off. We don't have it that day. I think it's like on Monday. I don't know. But then I got vacation. I'm going up to Kentucky. So I'm going to take that then. So trying to get it in before my horrible busy time, which is what I like to call September through December. And then I'm just constantly busy. I don't know if I'm going to be here to do the show. So we'll see what
Yikes.
happens. It's going to be awful. Also, just heads up on that note, the Republican National Convention, it ain't in Charlotte no more. It got moved to Jacksonville. Ryedawg, you said
Mm.
you weren't able to make it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take the time off to make that
Yeah,
trip, and I hate that because that was I was looking forward to that. That would have
I
been
was
an
too.
interesting thing to do. Not just to only be at a convention like that, but also with you all being there, it'd be kind of neat to banter back and forth about what we see and hear while we're there.
Absolutely. We would, the idea would be like, some top US officials going through Media Row. They're saying, they're getting bombarded with political questions, like policy questions, international questions, and then they come to Southern Fried Philosophy, and we say Captain Crunch or Lucky Charms.
Hey, that's awesome.
Everybody wants to know, but it is Jax is too far. Producer Brian can't make it. It's gonna be busy. It's gonna start getting busy for me. Mojo, no telling where he's gonna be at. Probably still in the bathroom. Who knows? So we decided we're gonna pull the plug. No pun intended for you, Mojo, but we're gonna pull the plug and not go. So we will not be going to the RNC this year. So maybe 4 more, maybe next 4 years we'll do something. And I wish Mojo was here because I wanted to kind of talk about this. And I know it doesn't fit his narrative, but on the way home I decided I went out for a bourbon run tonight. This afternoon. I have nothing else to do, so let me go do that. So did for a bourbon run, and on the way home I'm just going to stop at Popeyes. And I said, if the Popeyes drive-through is clear, I'll go through. Have you been to the Popeyes up here, Ryedawg?
No, I have not yet.
Most of the time when I go by, there's at least 4 or 5 cars deep. I was like, ugh, and I don't want to fight that. And we've had the debate, is the chicken sandwich the same chicken sandwich that it was when it originally came out? So I'm going to go by. There was nobody in the line. So I was like, perfect. Let's go. I squeal my tires into the Popeyes. I go through the line. I said, I just want the chicken sandwich. That's all I want. Done. I pull around. They took my order at 4:13. At 4:13, I gave them my money. They gave me my sandwich. I was out of there by 4:15. 2 minutes. Out.
Wow, that's Chick-fil-A efficiency there.
That's better than Chick-fil-A efficiency.
Yeah.
I was in and out. And then I did the research, and it is the same chicken sandwich, except I'm here to say the batter is still different. The batter that they put on the chicken is different. So,
is it chicken strips on a sandwich or actual?
It wasn't. It was an actual chicken breast. Okay. So there's that. So, but the batter before was just a tempura, but now it's just an actual regular Popeyes. But I still think, and Mojo's not here, and this would be the argument, I still think out of the bag, adding nothing to it, Popeyes is still way better than Chick-fil-A. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, I've been a Bojangles man for quite a while, so I mean I like them all, but Bojangles is usually my go-to.
For the chicken sandwich?
Yeah, that and chicken strips and
yeah. Well, to each his own.
Yeah.
All right. So if you are tuning in, again, this is going to be a disaster. If you're tuning in and you want to play the celebrity baby game, celebrity baby name or it ain't, our information is on Facebook Live and on the chat. So you can dial in and then we'll just go straight to you. So we'll do that. So
and I'll put it on there again, just
in case,
just
with all the comments that we're getting there, huh?
Yeah, it's a little light tonight.
It is.
This is a weird night for sure.
I don't blame them. I don't.
We're up to 3 viewers now.
We're nailing it.
We are doing awesome.
All right, so let's go into some wacky news brought to you by 1812 Barbecue. If you need some delicious barbecue and some amazing sides, check out our friends at 1812 Barbecue. They have got some fantastic food going out, so check out our friends there.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. You know what you need when you're eating some delicious barbecue? You need a great beer, right? I mean, that's just, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
But I can't remember who sent us this one, but there's a special beer that's come out, and apparently it's delicious. I don't know if I can get behind it. Again, no pun intended on that one. But this one is called the Rocky Mountain Oyster Stout. I like the Rockies. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They sound, those are beautiful.
Come on, man.
I even like oysters.
Mm-hmm.
Fried oysters, they're delicious. and I love stouts. That's
Hmm.
kind of my favorite beer. But this one apparently uses fried bull. Can I just say it? Did I just say the
Do it.
bull testicles? Is that going to give us a
That
bad
that
thing?
is a medical scientific term. So
That is true.
you're good there.
Y'all. They're
Yeah.
saying that this originally it started out as an April Fool's joke, but then somebody said, "Well, let's try it." And a Wincomp Brewing Company in Denver actually did it, and it turns out they really like it there. So they they said that love the quote unquote nutty brew so much that it's now become a staple in their brewery. Um,
Nutty Brew. Nice.
it is a 7.2% alcohol by volume, and guys,
That's good.
there's three testicles per barrel. It includes 25 pounds of freshly sliced and roasted bull, te- bull testicles and sea salt. Maybe the sea salt is what does it. It's sold in a 2-pack if you were getting it in cans. Um, Ryedawg,
Now,
you gonna try for this?
why do they call it oyster? That they need to come out and just say man meat or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Or
well,
not
I
man
mean,
meat, but bull meat.
they say like Rocky Mountain oysters. That's just the name for like I wish Mojo was here, but I think that's
Oh,
like chitlins. I,
yeah.
I think
So
like
Rocky Mountain
goat.
oysters is bull parts.
Yeah,
Okay,
they say
okay.
that the flavor is similar to earth savory notes of chocolate with coffee espresso and nuts that give it a slightly bitter, roasty, dry finish.
Now, what kind of nuts are they talking about? Tree nuts or
No,
wah, wah.
well, yeah, I guess so.
I'll make my own
Um,
sound effects since we don't have producer Brian tonight.
would you ever touch that? Again, no pun
I
intended.
well, let's see. Well, Mojo says I look like Al Borland, so I'll say I don't think so, Tim.
Oh, yeah. I think that if I had enough bourbon, that I may actually just try a drink of it. But I just can't see me bellying up to a bar and saying, "Let me try that,"
Let me try some
when I'm clear
brewed
headed.
brewed bull balls. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
y'all.
my goodness.
Speaking of drinking, uh, listen, we get we get some emails every once in a while. We're Christians. We drink, um, and we don't get completely hammered. There are times where we're spirited, so there's that. But it's not bad for you. In fact, an article that came out this past week that
Hmm.
says that drinking a shot of bourbon every day, mind you, is actually very good for you. That everybody says is bad for your health. They can actually do the exact opposite. It says that the bourbon let me go to it. Helps your skin and your hair. Yeah, that's why I'm drinking it. It's a lower calorie alternative to beer, and the numerous studies say that it lowers your risk of heart disease and failure because of the high levels of allegic acid, an antioxidant that neutralizes dangerous free radical molecules, and it can even help reduce cancer.
Well, there you
Now,
go.
but now they say, now keep in mind, you can get the same benefits by eating certain fruits, but this one's a little bit more fun, right?
I would say it is definitely more fun. Yes.
So, I mean, having a shot of bourbon a night can help save your life. So that's all I'm saying.
There you go.
No, I'm not, Dr. Fauci, but that's what I'm saying. The article is saying. So where is he, by the way? Have you seen Fauci anywhere?
He must be in the same bunker that they were hiding. Uh, oh my gosh, he just slipped my mind. Vice president when Bush was president, Cheney. Remember, he was
Oh,
in an undisclosed location. Maybe they're hiding Fauci in
maybe
an
they're hiding
undisclosed.
Fauci.
Yeah, an undisclosed
He's
location.
who is the old mobster that disappeared? What
Jimmy
was his
Hoffa,
name? Yeah, he's probably next to Hoffa. That's what
probably.
I think.
Yeah,
He's next to what's his name? Epstein.
yeah.
Oh, good gracious, Fauci. What'd you do? All right, here's our next story. Speaking of things that are delicious, the city of Columbus, Ohio, has already vowed to take down its statue of Christopher Columbus, though the city is named for. However, they are thinking of renaming the entire town so they don't have that connotation with Christopher Columbus. They will. They are kicking around the idea of a slogan from one of Columbus's, Ohio's native sons, Guy Fieri, or as some people say, Guy Fieri. And they're thinking of changing the entire name of Columbus, Ohio, to get this Flavor Town. Flavor Town.
Yeah, it's going down to Flavor Town.
So you're going to get rid of your statue of Christopher Columbus, who discovered America. Let's keep that in. Well, that could be argued. He landed on America, or did America land on him? Anyway, he discovered America for the Spanish. He's Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Or English?
No, he was Portuguese actually.
Oh.
Oh gosh, this is bad. See, I
Oh.
was a history. I'm a history buff too. I think he was.
Facts are optional. We
Portuguese
just make stuff up.
And went to. It was either Portuguese and went to the Spanish king to get the ships, or vice versa.
Okay. Well, anyway, he discovered for America for another country. So we're taking down his statue, and we're going to put up Guy Fieri's statue and rename it to Flavor Town.
Yeah, and I bet the city dress code is going to be spiked hair with frosted tips and bowling shirts again.
With your sunglasses behind
with
your head.
Sunglasses, yeah, there you go.
Oh,
go back to 2004.
Mayor Andrew Gittner announced earlier that this week the statue outside of City Hall is going to be removed and placed into storage. But that wasn't enough. Even though it's his favorite city, he has always been ashamed of the name. So now a 32-year-old started a petition to rename the city the Flavor Town in honor of Guy Fieri, the celebrity restaurateur who was born in Columbus. Fieri uses the expression on his various shows of the Food Network that has become his signature catchphrase. Fieri has also been pointed out as being a charitable man, and he helped raise more than $20 million for restaurant workers during the pandemic, and he's officiated more than 100 LGBTQ weddings. So there's that. Christopher Columbus, you're being replaced with Flavor Town. Rest in peace, sir. If there's more proof that we have lost our ever-loving minds, we're now changing Ohio to Flavor Town. That's great. And that's our show this week.
Thank you for tuning in.
I can't imagine. I don't think this petition is going to go very far. I really don't. But the fact that there's the petition to change it, if it goes over, I think I'm just going to cry.
Hey, we got more viewers viewing right now, so I'm going to throw up the phone number again.
All right.
For everybody that's watching.
All right, so let's do a recap. We're going to do a recap. If you would like to participate in Celebrity Baby Name or It Ain't to win prizes, Ryedawg has put the call-in information. You'll call into the show, and then we'll see if you can guess. I'll give you a name. You tell me Celebrity Baby Name or It Ain't. 1 out of 3. If you get 2 out of 3, then you win, and then we'll move on to the next person. So anyway, if you'd like to play, just give us a call in. It'll take you about 40 minutes to call in, so we're just giving you plenty of lead time. I'm just kidding. It usually won't take that long. Donna actually does put up a good question. What happens when something happens to Guy Fieri, and now they got to take that down?
Yeah.
Because that didn't. Let's name the celebrity chefs that have already gotten in trouble. A. Paula Deen.
Yeah.
I mean, if Savannah changed their name to Butter, that would have been a handle.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sad.
That, I mean, you've got to walk a very straight and narrow path once your city is renamed a flavor town after that. I mean, you can't do nothing.
I mean, think about it though. It's like people grow, they change, but it's like this whole movement is crucifying people, even for stuff that they did decades ago, that they may not
Yeah.
believe or think that way anymore, and they've turned a leaf, they've changed their ways, they've moved forward, they've grown, but it's being held against them because it's like society is so desperate to crucify people. It's pretty sad.
Well, yeah. And one of the stories that we have in the Hot Topics, and we can go ahead and start bringing that in now. Hot Topics brought to you by Operation Decisive Victory. These guys help our veterans in numerous ways, and excuse me, got a little choked up there. They help our veterans in numerous ways, and this organization is fantastic. So check out our friends, Operation DV, in our show notes there. I did laugh. Rodney made a comment that there is no flavor in Columbus, Ohio. So that's not a fitting statement.
Sorry for our listeners from Columbus, Ohio. I've been there a few times, and people have been very nice that I've worked with there. So
I'm not saying the people are nice, but their food may be a little bland. But we were talking about statues, and there's one of that's supposed to be pulled down tonight. We're recording on Thursday night. There's a big push to pull down the Emancipation Proclamation statue in D.C., which is of Abraham Lincoln freeing emancipated slave. And the idea, and by the way, keep in mind that statue was paid for by the freed slaves. So they got the money together, got the statue, put it up, and they want to tear it down because, quote, that they didn't have any say-so of what it looked like. One, who was the person who gave the money without getting a draft sketched out? So might would have thought about that. And I can see when I look at the statue, it's Abraham Lincoln with his hand over a black man, thinking like the whites are over the blacks. I can maybe and get behind that, but look at the symbolism of who paid for that, and just the fact that did happen in society, and it was a freedom, not a hand over, but a free hand out. So I don't know. I found that to be a little far-fetched, but like you were saying, we're just trying to pull down statues for anybody.
Yeah, and because like I guess people got so bored during the quarantine that it's like, hey, they're acting out. I don't know.
Yeah, and I honestly wonder, like, how much of this would have happened if quarantine didn't happen? Like, how much of the protests, how much of the the tearing down of things, the CHOP in Seattle, how much of that happened because people were, put inside and they were kind of stir crazy.
Well, and also because of the mass unemployment that has occurred due to the virus. People. I mean, I think I think some things would have happened, just not to the extent that they've happened so far. If it hadn't been for the whole coronavirus thing, but I do think that was a very large factor in what's happening.
And I want to be clear, at least from my perspective. And again, the views and opinions of Southern Fried Philosophy are not necessarily those of our guest sponsors or friends of the show, but they should be. From my perspective, I'm glad that we're having these conversations about race and racism, and those things are being addressed and talked about. And I'm glad that that's getting more traction than it normally has. We've seen this same narrative happen over and over and over before in America, but we've not gotten to this point yet which I think is a good thing that we're talking about it. We're being proactive, and things are being done. So in conversations, and people are starting to recognize that. So I think that those things are good. Again, I'm not for the the pulling down of statues, the graffiti, um, the 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 rioting, and those type of things. But at least the conversations and the um, understanding that we're getting, I think, is good. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I've said this on the show before. To me, I don't know. Maybe I don't think. I mean, I know I don't think like other people, but um, don't get too scared. What I'm getting ready to say is actually hopefully good. um, if people would just treat each other with respect and care, and love and compassion and grace, a lot of these things that you see people demonstrating against racism, sexism, um, you know, homophobia, all this stuff would would not exist. If people just treated each other with respect, and you don't have to necessarily agree with what somebody else believes or says, but you know that's the key. And I remember, I don't know, I would say it's probably before this last decade. It seemed like we were kind of doing that for the most part, and that we've kind of gotten away from that to where um, some people think that they're more righteous than others and shut people down that have differing opinions, and you know no matter what side of the spectrum, political spectrum, you are on, or that grid that they sometimes show, the four,
Hmm.
uh, anyways,
Quadrants.
the quadrants. Yes, no matter where you are on that, it's universal. I mean, it's the golden rule: treat treat others as you'd have them treat you. If people would just do that, a lot of this stuff would just go away, and we would be so good.
Yeah. No, and I completely agree. We've lost the humanity to be human, I
Yeah,
think. Man, that's a sermon.
there you go,
Uh,
bro.
so and
Preach
I
it.
agree with that. I will say that I think we need to take even a further step though to say that that doesn't that doesn't talk about the things that have happened in the past. And I think that as a society and a culture, we haven't talked about those things that's happened, and
Yeah,
we haven't talked about those policies that have been put into place that have kept a certain group of people down and has not helped them get and move forward. I mean, you look at the GI Bill back in World War II, where that wasn't those GIs coming home from that were African American couldn't use their home bill.
yeah, and that is
Um,
wrong.
you look at redlining.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a fact. I
yeah,
mean, that happens. Mortgage companies not being able to give or not giving loans to blacks because of their skin color in
yeah.
suburban areas. Like, how do we address that? And I do agree, we have got to be nice to people. We've got to be civil to people. The golden rule, compassion,
Hmm.
love. I agree with that. But I think we also have to address the bigger scope of we have to acknowledge their story and at least listen to their story. And I'm talking to the church, and I'm talking to us white folk, and I'll probably get in trouble for saying that. But we have got to at least listen to their story
Yeah.
and listen to them and have compassion. And I say them. I mean, we have to listen to everyone's stories. Let's listen to the immigrants. Let's listen to the Hispanics. Let's listen to our ancestors. Let's listen to the stories of my grandma that had to, not have electricity or plumbing. Let's listen to stories of people and listen to where they come from. And your story isn't going to be the same as mine. Um, you know, we've got to listen to their side of things and not automatically come up with the argument. This is something, and I'm going to give this to you for free. Uh, I learned this from my therapist, and so if you like, you can just go ahead and give me your $20 copay. But I did learn this in the session. Is just before you start arguing, listen to their full statement. And so I would do this with my wife. Is like she'd be spouting something off, and then all of a sudden I'd be immediately thinking, "What's my rebuttal? What's my rebuttal?" And if I just stop and just listen, and that's really at the end of the day what she wanted, just for me to listen. Like, oh. Okay, now I see what you're saying because I can now listen more clearly because I'm not trying to think of an argument. So let's just listen to people as well and figure out how we can change the policies and procedures that we have in our country that can help everybody, everybody rise up.
Yeah, no,
So,
I get. I'm with you. I'm with you because I'm just as guilty as someone. It feels like they're attacking you when you're in an argument, and so you immediately put your defenses up, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's my response to this, and it's easy to not
yeah,
not to listen and come to a conclusion. So
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, all right. So that was fun. Let's talk about something really nice.
Good
So,
times.
good times were had by all. So, the Sahara Desert, that's all the way in Africa. You sent me this article today, and I
Yeah.
knew about it, but I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. It's good to remember. But the Sahara Desert's kicked up a sandstorm that's blowing across the Atlantic
Mm-hmm.
and is going to be hitting Charlotte this weekend. So by the
Yeah.
time you listen to the podcast, you're probably not going to see it. But it's casting all this sand over the ocean, which helps feed the ocean, which helps the nutrients and all that stuff actually go into the ocean to help um, uh, feed that and help bring new life and whatnot. But it's also supposed to be hitting Charlotte this week and creating some really awesome sunsets.
Yeah, I think it's actually supposed to last for 5 days. So really
Oh, is it?
starting this weekend, and again we record this on Thursday, so today's the 25th of June. And yeah, this weekend is supposed to start, and I think it's supposed to last for about 5 days. And it's not just Charlotte; it's actually pretty much the whole east coast of the United States that are
Oh,
getting this.
wow.
Yeah, so normally what happens is it comes across and then uh, dumps out, if for lack of a better term, onto the Caribbean. But because of some unusual conditions this year, hey 2020, um, it's uh it's heading further west, and then catching some trade winds and heading north, and so it's coming up into the middle of the country, probably right around where hurricanes usually fall. So it'll be like in
hmm
Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and then head up to the middle of the country there, and then the winds will blow it back east.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this weekend and over the next few days once the stuff gets
Absolutely.
here. And you know where the
Uh,
good spot to watch these sunsets are in Concord, though, right?
is it the QT?
The QT there, yeah, up on Highway 29 across from the S&D Coffee. Yep.
Yeah, buddy. Man, I love that spot. It's a great spot to look out, but then you also got the smell of the coffee when they're roasting it.
Sometimes it's
Uh,
good, sometimes it's a little strong.
that's okay. I like
Yeah.
it either way.
But you know why we have that view though? Because Concord is on a. So here's a little lesson for you.
Ooh, come
We're on
on. I like the lessons.
we're on what's that part of Concord is on what's called a pluton, which is a ancient volcanic magma that's
Don't say
gone. So
that.
all of the land has, um, yeah, liquid hot magma. Sorry, a little Austin Powers reference there. Um, but then all the land eroded away, but because it's a harder rock, it stayed. So when it goes down, hill from there, that's because it eroded away. But it looks like you're thinking of something funny there.
So many innuendos there, my friend,
Yes,
but keep
yes.
going.
Okay. But yeah, that's why, because it's basically a built up area. Well, not a built up area, but it's a part that hasn't been eroded like the rest of the area around it. And that's why Concord sits kind of high up compared to the rest of the county and elsewhere.
And because we're better. So there's that.
Yeah.
But is it on a volcano? Where did the volcano come from?
It's not a volcano. It's just a welling of magma that came up, and
But where did it come up from?
oh, yeah, somewhere ain't a long time, because the Uari Mountains, which are east of here, they said it was actually taller than the Appalachian Mountains, which are west of here, and they were
Hmm.
actually or they were actually formed before the Appalachian Mountains, and just
Hmm.
eroded down, which is why they're now shorter. So, for those of you that are not familiar with the geography of the area, the Piedmont of North Carolina is a very rolling. I was a geography major. Um, it's a very rolling hills, not mountainous, but just rolling hills, rolling farmland, and if you go from the foothills of the mountains in North Carolina, it doesn't flatten out. It's rolling, but then you get into more of a hilly section, which east of Concord, which is where the Uwharrie Mountains, the western part of the Uwharrie Mountains are, and then we have the Uwharrie Mountain National Forest and all that kind of stuff there. That's
Mm-hmm.
over where Albemarle and all that area over
Mm-hmm.
there, and then it goes down to the Sandhills from there, where you have like Pinehurst for golf fans out there, etc. So
Mm-hmm.
little geography lesson there
Well, there you go.
for our fans, a little unexpected, unplanned geography
Did
lesson.
not know that.
Yeah.
Um,
Wild
so
and
just
crazy stuff.
just to be clear, there in 2020, we're not going to get Concord is not going to get erupted by a volcano. Is that
No,
okay? All right, we're
probably not.
clear,
More
free and
than
clear of
likely
that
not.
one.
But I don't know. 2020, anything can happen. Well, what?
It's just, it is the weirdest year. I swear,
What
you
was it?
can't have nothing.
Yeah, what was it? 8 or 9 years ago, we had that earthquake happen in Virginia, and I
Yeah.
was I was actually over in Salt Lake City when that happened. But my wife was in. She was going to school at that point in time, and was in a classroom building. She said it rocked back and forth pretty good, and she didn't. They didn't know what was going on. I said, yeah, that was an earthquake.
Goodness. Speaking of earthquakes, Governor Cooper decided to drop another one on us,
What,
pushing phase
earthquake or a
two
turd?
both. Pushing phase two back out for 2 more weeks. So still the gyms are closed. What I don't even know what else is closed. I know gyms are. Do you know anything else that's closed?
um,
But
I haven't
everything
really.
is
I'm like you. I'm an introvert. I don't really get out
yeah.
much. The important places for me are open, like your beer places that serve food, and
Mhm.
restaurants are
Yeah.
opening some to a limited degree and stuff like that.
I think that they're yeah. And the big thing is now that masks will be mandatory
Yep,
starting um, starting Friday at 5 o'clock.
that's right. Starting
So are
tomorrow
you
at
gonna
5 o'clock.
are you gonna wear your mask?
I have been, just out of respect for other people.
Hmm.
Not that I'm not that I'm aware of I'm carrying anything or have thought that I was carrying anything, but just out of respect for other people and um, you know, just protection. Never hurts. Now
Yeah.
I've seen the meme where they said trying to prevent the coronavirus from a mask is like trying to catch a mosquito with a chain link fence. But
Yeah.
I figured little something there is better than nothing. So yeah,
Yeah. Those things are so hard to breathe in.
they are.
Like good gracious.
But basically, what this law is for is it's saying that the your face has to be covered. So it doesn't actually have to be a mask per se. It could be a T-shirt. It can be a bandana. It can be,
Nice.
anything that covers your nose and mouth. And that's the key, people: nose and mouth, not just your mouth,
Right.
to help prevent you from transmitting anything if you sneeze or cough, and then also to help hopefully prevent you from catching anything with somebody else coughs or sneezes.
Sorry. That's the last time I'm gonna look at a text by Mojo when we're on
Oh,
air. Should we read that?
is he listening?
I don't know if he's listening or not, but he just sent me a well a tweet by Joel Osteen.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna have to go to Joel Osteen's oh man Twitter account just to make sure that it's not fake.
Oh, I see it now. I'm looking at my phone. But we kind of have to say it now because it'd be rude to our listeners to be laughing at it and not say what it is.
Yeah, but I don't think he actually has. Does he not have a Twitter account?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Why can't I find it?
Well, we can still. You want me to read it while you're looking?
No, because I don't want it to be.
We can read it and just say we're not sure if it's him or not.
Uh, all right. Hold on. Just a sec.
This part will probably be edited out. So those of you watching live, you're seeing a piece that will probably be edited out that everybody else won't see that are listening to the.
I don't see it. Maybe he deleted it, but I don't see it. So
Okay.
we won't say it. But
Well, Alan Shaler is saying, "Where's the rest of the crew tonight?" Alan, we missed you earlier. Producer Brian is on a vacation with his family, and let's just say Mojo's experiencing a poop show right now. Literally.
oh, this one was. They said it's like, and they would do this. It's like October 13th of.
Brandon says it's from 2013.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I mean, go ahead and say it if you want.
Okay. It says, I gotta make this bigger because I can't see it. All right. A true friend walks in when everybody else walks out. A true friend doesn't rub it in when you make a mistake. They rub it out.
That'll pretty well be edited out.
Are you going to take my little recording of Hell Yeah, Brother and stick it there? For those that are listening, last week I failed to record the first hour of myself. And so when they're asking me, how am I doing? They took this little recording I said of Hell Yeah, Brother and stuck it in there as my response. And I got to say, that was genius.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That was awesome.
I loved having Operation Decisive Victory on last week. There's no buts on that. Well, there's a but later, but we had Mr. Reed tell his story, a homeless vet that ourselves. I had the other guys. Arnold Lee from Lee has a Groundbreakers grading and hauling. Arnold as Arnold's pressure washing. We had those guys on the show that we all chipped in. We all helped Mr. Reed get going and maybe hopefully changing his trajectory on things, and loved having them on. So please go back and listen to that episode. We had a great time with them. I will say it was 6.5 hours to edit the show. 6.5 hours to edit the show. And the episode was like an hour and a half. It wasn't that long. And it wasn't anybody's fault. The problem was my laptop. It was so many files because we had 5 different voices on the show. So my laptop was like hurting so much it would just shut down. And I was like, oh no, I had to restart it. Almost had to redo the whole thing. It was so painful. But I would just sit there and watch the little thing spin over and over again. And I was like, this is horrid. So, but oh well, what do you do? You got to do it you got it done. And I don't think it sounded bad. I thought we had fun.
I think you did a great job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I listened to it while I was working earlier this week, and I was like, hey, JT, man, you did great. And then when that little snippet came on with my response, I literally was crying laughing. I thought that was hilarious.
Well, and the thing is, producer Brian does such a good job. He can run it, and his machine is so powerful. I bought mine at Walmart for like $100. So it like his will just like zip through it and be like, and it'd be done. But no, not for me and not for the show. So,
well, I will lend my assistance next time something like this happens, because I do have a decent laptop that should be able to handle the load. Just let me know.
Is that another Joel Osteen quote? All right. Well, I mean, that's it for the show. Nobody called in to do our celebrity baby name or it ain't show or game. So there's that.
This is actually, we've got several more people on now. So I'm going to, everybody listening, here is the phone number. We're going to try this one more time.
Last time.
Here's the phone number. It's, I just did it to, I think everybody's watching from Facebook anyways. Oh no, there's one person on here on YouTube. Let me get it there as well.
Hey, YouTuber. So we're going to put the number on there. If you want to call, we're going to play celebrity baby name or it ain't. I'm going to give you 3 names. You telling me if it's a celebrity baby name or it's not. If you get 2 out of 3 right, then you win, and you will win either a sticker, a $25 Amazon gift card, a hat, an SFP hat, the $10 donation to Operation Decisive Victory. And I think that was there's another sticker. Was that right? So
let me bring it up. Yeah, we got
yep.
a hat, a sticker, a $10 donation, and then a $25 Amazon card.
Or nothing.
Or yeah,
that's one of the things. Nothing.
Or you can't have nothing is what
you
it says.
can't have nothing.
It's can't. CAINT.
You can't have nothing.
That's right.
All right, so we're gonna play Celebrity Baby Name or It Ain't. We'll give it a few minutes.
Donna says she's calling in.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Now it does take about 45 minutes to call in. All right, so we've got somebody calling. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna play Celebrity Baby Name or It Ain't. All right, who do we have on the line? Make sure you turn down your laptop or computer.
Hey, this is Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Donna.
From Operation Decisive Victory.
ODV in the house.
I'm calling for that Amazon gift card.
Oh, well, how it's going to work is if you get it right, we're going to spin the wheel and see what you land on. So that's how it's going to work.
Okay.
Give her an easy one.
Give her an easy one. All right. Yeah. So here we go. 2 out of 3. You have to get this right. Celebrity baby name or it ain't.
Okay.
Birdie. Birdie. You said baby name. You are right. Is Bussy Phillips and Mark Silverstein. That is correct. All right. You're gonna go for another one. Bandana.
Bandana. Ain't.
You are right. It is not a baby name. You won. All right.
Well, let's try a third one just for fun.
Try it. Okay. The last one is Coco.
Oh, yes. Baby name.
You're a genius at this. It is
awesome.
Courtney Cox and David Arquette. All right. Let's spin. Spin.
I've never done this before.
What do we got? It's spinning.
And it is.
Oh. What is?
$25 Amazon gift card.
Got it!
She got it.
Hey.
That is awesome.
And congratulations.
That was not rigged. That actually happened because this is a random generator thing on my phone. So
look at that. You ask, you shall receive.
Awesome.
Thank you, Donna. Appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
You are awesome. All right. Bye-bye. All right. We got somebody else waiting, so we'll
good.
Bring them in. Okay. All right. Who we have on the line?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Who we got?
Tori.
Hey, Tori. Thanks for calling in.
How you doing, Biggin?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, man, nobody's calling in. I was like, shoot, let me try to quick jot these numbers down and get on here.
Well, it takes forever. So, no, I appreciate you calling
in. No problem. Hopefully the pool noise isn't too loud.
No, you're good. All right, we're going to play Celebrity Baby Name or It Ain't. Do you understand how to play the game?
You say a name, and if I say if it is a baby name or if it's not.
Right. It's a celebrity baby.
Pretty easy.
Yep. Easy.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
I
think a baby could pull it off.
You don't know. You don't know these days.
That's true. I mean, I just heard, was it Kanye's daughter's name Wild West or something like that, or Northwest or something crazy.
It's crazy.
All
right, here we go. We're starting it off. Here's my first pitch. Wheeler.
I would say that's a celebrity baby name.
Oh, it is not.
What?
It is not.
How is Wheeler not?
It is not a celebrity baby name. Yep.
So am I out already? Dang it.
Nope. You can do it. You can still pull it out.
Was it like 3 strikes and you're out?
3 strikes and you're out. You're right. All right. Here's the next one. Huckleberry.
Okay. Oof. Huckleberry. Sounds kind of fruity, but I'm going to say yes.
You got it.
Yes.
It is Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls
named his kid Huckleberry?
You would think.
Oh.
Nice. Come on.
Oh my gosh! Like such a manly guy, and he named his kid Huckleberry. I don't get it.
All right, this is for the win. Last one, energy.
Energy?
Energy.
I mean, I'm thinking it could be like a musician. Or, man, just being on the show is a win. That's all I got to say. I'm going to say it is.
It is not.
What?
Yeah.
Doggone it.
Got him.
Oh, man.
There it is. You did not win.
I tried.
You
I
tried.
didn't win. I'm a loser. You
are not a loser. Tori, we're going to have to get you back up on the show. Go ahead.
I know, right? So who named their kid? Or wait, you said it's not. Okay.
It is not.
That's a bummer.
Nobody had the idea.
I totally would have thought like somebody would have had that.
You would think.
Oh, well. There's some crazy baby names out there. Well, yeah, let me know when you guys are actually like back in the studio and doing your thing.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see you guys.
Absolutely. You're no longer a resident Amsterdamian or Netherlandian.
I know. I had to re-import back into America.
Golly, that's a show in itself right there.
Yeah, well, trust me, it's been quite an adjustment, especially coming over during COVID time, starting a job as hey, guess what? You're going to be a youth leader and you can't meet with any of the youth. Hey, that's fun.
That's perfect.
Oh, man.
You slid into that at a perfect time, sir.
Oh, dude, and then even trying to get
the youth of today do everything by the screens anyway. So,
you know what? But they're getting sick and tired of their screens. It's amazing.
You think we're going to see people?
It's unbelievable, dude. There are so many people that are like, that are outside. Like the kids are coming down the pool and hanging out, and it's like, wait, what? Wow. It's like going old school, and they're like, this is fun. It's like, yeah, no kidding.
Wait till we take him to the roller skating rink, buddy. That's when the good times will roll.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And the mini golf areas,
bringing it back.
Find some putt-putt.
Hey,
find some putt-putt.
Lock-ins.
No. That's a liability issue that I'm not going to. They keep begging me. Like, Tori, can we do a lock-in? I'm like, that's a liability. No, it's not. I'm like, yes, but some of you it is.
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
man.
Off air at some point, I'm going to have to tell you the best lock-in story that I had. It involved Bubba Ball, and that's not appropriate for the ball. Yeah, it was the greatest thing that ever happened.
That should be for that. Off that, what didn't you have like another podcast, like the unedited?
We've got that one as well.
After hours or something. Like whatever happened to that? I'm not getting any notifications on those.
Yeah, well, we haven't had them. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had one before the Rona, and then after that.
And then afterwards, nobody wanted to. We were just couldn't do them.
Oh.
So normally those involved going to Commoner's Brewery, and so since they were kind of shut down.
You kind of can't do that.
Kind of can't do it, but we'll get them back up and running for you.
Dude, that'll be fun.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking forward to them. Well, thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you.
No problem. You guys have a good one. See ya.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye.
All right. Oh, we got somebody else coming in.
Hey.
Oh, now they're coming in like crazy.
That's right. Good.
Let's see who we got. Hey, thanks for calling, being on the Southern Fried Philosophy podcast. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Alan.
Alan.
Mr. Sailor.
Yes, sir. All right. Do you know how to play Celebrity Baby Name or It Ain't?
I've been watching. I got it.
Okay. All right. Here we go. You ready? Out of the gate. Puma.
I'm going to say it is.
Oh, we got it right. Erica Badu. Got it. All right. Second one. Winter Green.
Oh, man. I'm going to say it is, too.
It is not.
Oh, man.
We are tied 1-1. This is going to be the last one out the gate. Rainbow.
I'm just going to go 3 for 3. Yes.
It is. You won.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Ryedawg, spin that wheel.
All right.
Please don't let it be a $25 gift card because you've already spent our budget for the show. Here it comes, the anticipation.
They won a sticker.
A sticker! 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 Stick it!
We're collecting stickers for our Yeti. That works.
There you go. Perfect.
All right.
We'll get one to you
thrilled.
as soon as possible.
Cool, man.
All right. Thank you, Alan.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks, Alan. Take care, bud.
Later.
So Alan gets a sticker. Donna gets a $25 Amazon gift card. And Tori gets nothing. You can't have nothing.
He got the thrill of being on the show.
Well, hey, listen, I thought this was going to be a disaster, and it's not. So, I mean, we had three people, so that was a good job.
That was
I'm
awesome.
proud of us.
Hey,
Ryedawg, I am so proud of us for that.
Yes, and everybody who played, thank you so much. We enjoyed that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cool. We've got plenty more names, so we will we'll put this one, retire it for tonight, and then we'll make sure we play that one again. So that was a good one. All right, that's going to wrap up our show. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. Again, if you want to listen to us, if you're listening to us on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you check out our podcast, rate, review, and do us a favor because we need to make those our ratings go up a little bit more. Make sure you share those episodes when they come out. We would really appreciate it. The numbers go up. The more advertising we can get, the bigger budget we can get, the big studio we can get, the more content we can give you. I mean, who would not love to listen to the SFP radio show every day from your drive into your commute into work? I mean, wouldn't that not be fantastic every day? We need your help to do that. So to do that, please just subscribe, like, and rate our podcast. We would, again, really appreciate it. If you listen to the podcast and you want to check us out live, we record Thursdays at 8:30 on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. We would love to have you on, and you could be on the show and win some fantastic prizes. We want to say thanks, Ryedawg, for stepping in and doing a fantastic job transitioning to not have Mojo and Brian. So I think we did pretty well for ourselves.
My pleasure. It's been fun. I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Again, thanks again for tuning in. And as Mojo would say, if he was here, if you're not already an organ donor, please make sure you do that. You can do that by going to your DMV. There's an app. We would really appreciate you. Just go ahead and you're not going to need them. So just go ahead and give them up when things happen. So we would appreciate that. And then, as I always say, again, thank you guys for listening and keep looking up.